Hey everyone, my name is Josh,
And I'm Brian.
and this is the first installment of our new series called Ardmore Connect. Today we are pleased to have Diane of Kilwins with us. Diane, how are you today?
I'm good, thanks.
So why don't we get started? And Diane, if you don't mind explaining who you are and exactly what you do.
Sure. My name is Diane O'Neill. I am the owner of the Kilwins Ardmore. So with my husband, we both own this franchise business here. So my role is daily operations, marketing, hiring, everything.
Kind of like
That's what I get.
kind of like the whole package.
Yep. Cooking, all of it.
What made you get into the chain? Like when you were going to start your own business, what made you decide you wanted to open Kilwins?
So my husband and I both had other professions. We had never been in the food business other than, our high school, college jobs, flipping burgers, that kind of thing. My husband's an attorney and I was in social work for 15 years. So we were actually touring colleges for our oldest son, and we were in Michigan, kind of touring colleges and visiting some friends. So what ended up happening is we were touring the University of Michigan, walking around Ann Arbor, and there was this little ice cream place open late at night. There was a line outside. We got in line, got some ice cream, thought this is really good. Then we arrived at our vacation spot in Petoskey, Michigan, where we were visiting friends. And my youngest son and I decided we needed to go on this chocolate tour at this place called Kilwins. It was offering free chocolate tours. And we were like, yeah, let's go. So we went, we did the hour-long tour and discovered that there was a small card saying, where all the Kilwins are located. And we knew that we looked at the map and there was nothing in the area at the time. And we really fell in love with the product. We saw how all the chocolate was made all the way from the beans, and it was fair trade chocolate, which we were really interested in, and it was delicious. So we fell in love with the product first. And then my husband looked into it, and we all kind of laughed it off as a joke, thinking he was crazy, thinking he was going to leave the law to open a Kilwins. It just became a running joke in our family. And then 18 months later, we were here. So it just kind of happened. It was very interesting, but it was something we both felt really passionately about after meeting everyone at Kilwins, knowing their story. The business has only transferred hands twice from the original owners. And meeting everyone there in Petoskey and kind of how passionate they were about the product. And we really saw it as an opportunity to do something that we both could really love and have a business together,
You fell in love with the chocolate, and then you fell into it.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking on my behalf, I'm glad you guys did, because I think I was just telling you before, we actually got some of your chocolate for fondue for my girlfriend's birthday back in December.
Oh, awesome. Great.
I mean, it was one of the best, if not the best chocolate I've ever had.
I'm so happy to hear that, because I think a lot of people don't know us for chocolate. I think a lot of people that we get here have been to the Del Rey store, have been to other places in Florida on vacation, and they really only know it for ice cream. But primarily Kilwins since 1947 has been known for chocolate. And that was one of the challenges in this area, kind of getting people familiar with, we're not just ice cream, but really good chocolate.
Was that something hard for you guys to pick up, is to make the chocolate?
So we actually the facility here would not allow us to roast the beans and make the chocolate here. The chocolate is all made in Petoskey, Michigan at the flagship store where we took the chocolate tour. It's actually all of the chocolate that we use is these big 10-pound bars. We melt it down and we use it to dip all of our made in store products, like our chocolate covered Oreos, our pretzels, things like that. That's what we use. We already use the 10-pound bar that is made in Petoskey, Michigan, but all of the beans are brought in, and all of that, mixed with creams and sugar, is all made in Petoskey, Michigan, where you can take the chocolate tour.
That's what that operation you guys have in there is, for melting chocolate. I remember that when I was down there, and I hate to admit it, but I probably bought way too much chocolate at the store itself, ate it there, and then bought more to go home with. I think the people that were working, I forget their names, but they were very friendly. I think they were like, do you want to take a 10-pound bar home? I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, no. So what we do is, we have chocolate here that we dip. So it's small batches that we dip our, milk, chocolate, dark, and white. for our products as we rotate them, you know, all the time. Marshmallows, Crispies, pretzels, all of those things. Yep.
You're making me hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yes.
you guys, so are you from Ardmore area, or what made you pick Ardmore?
We were looking for a location. We looked near our home, and then the gentleman who was helping us find a location for this, you know, after looking in Wayne, said, you know, there's a little spot, there's this place that's not even built out. It's kind of a little nook in between two existing stores. Would you want to see it? So we did come check it out, and we're like, oh my God, the space is great. It was nothing. People always ask what was here before. There was nothing here. It was actually, I think it's still on the old Google Maps. It's just a brick wall, like just a cement wall. It was just an advertisement for Suburban Square. That was just a window. It used to be part of the store next door. I think it got separated, and this is just a raw space. So we were really happy. We got to come in and really build out from the ground up.
And you guys opened when, in September of 2019?
June 25th.
June 25th. Okay.
Yeah, so it hasn't even been a year yet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, Suburban Square as a whole was kind of built up a lot recently, and you know, going there for a few years, it was a surprise actually to see you guys there. I forget how I found you. I think I personally was just walking around like, is there any chocolate here at Trader Joe's? And then someone was like, well, they have chocolate right over there, and boom,
Yeah.
Greatest store I've stumbled into recently.
That's usually how people find us, is kind of stumbling around. We still get, and this is, you know, we're 9-10 months in, people, you know, stop, look up and look around, and they're like, when did you guys get here? And we're like, we've been here 9 months. Unfortunately, in the beginning, when we opened, very shortly after, we had all this construction to Coulter Avenue. So it was closed from Anderson all the way down. And so with all of that construction and the new construction across the street of Station Row, people just kind of avoided walking down here just because of all, you know, the dust and the vehicles and all of the construction going on. So it really took a while for people to find us. So we were really happy when people do find us, and they're like, oh, how long have you been here? And it smells so good in here. So,
Yeah, it's very
so
true.
we're happy.
Now, have you stumbled upon any other area, like stores in the Ardmore area? Do you walk around Suburban Square, or do you like? Is there any particular store that, other than your own, obviously, that you particularly like? Is one of your favorite places to go and hang out in Ardmore?
Yeah, we really do we love this, we love Suburban Square. First of all, it was just a perfect fit for us, so we wouldn't have, you know, ventured into it if it didn't have so many other great aspects of it. We do both love that it's the oldest shopping center in the country. We really love that about it. It was really kind of just a neat thing to have. My kids and all of us love the farmers market.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They love those pretzels. You know, there's other, like a little bit outside the square, you know, we've been working with Trillium, the florist.
Yes.
And they were so great to meet them and just kind of get to know them and kind of share some stuff with them. So they've been really great. And other than that, I mean, like we hit up Not Your Average Joe's when we were, you know, when they were open, kind of on a weekly basis, because you can't beat that bread and the dip. So good. Yeah, just a lot of, we've luckily had a chance to meet everyone in the, you know, in the community, and you know, as new businesses come in, kind of welcome them, because we were new first and people were so nice and welcoming to us, you know, like, welcome to the square, let us know if you need anything, this is what we do. This, you know, we've had a lot of luck working with Lululemon, you know, working with a couple of other Lifetime Fitness. So we like everything. I can't say that there's like a favorite, because you can take a little bit of, there's good stuff everywhere. So
Yeah, I think that's totally fair. I mean, it is like its own community down in Suburban Square.
It is.
And actually, what was the biggest challenge that you guys faced when you were starting?
I think there were a couple, I should say in short, probably the marketing of like just people not knowing who we were. That was a challenge, number one. And then knowing like Ardmore is a really loyal community, what I found, and they are really big on their small businesses and supporting each other. That's one thing I can say hands down. It is a really wonderful community. One of the challenges was that people, when we first started, didn't understand that we were a small business as well, that we were a family operated business. They kind of just thought like, oh, it's like a big corporation moving in. It absolutely is not. You know, we do share that we're franchised, so you will find the same quality product across every Kilwins, but people didn't know that we made chocolate. or that we have chocolate. They knew we had ice cream. It's people not knowing we were here. I think that was a big challenge. We hit the ground running and didn't have a lot of chance. Honestly, it was our fault to market before we opened in the summer season, and there was no time to kind of wrap our hands around that.
Now, do you see yourself still facing those challenges, or has it gotten easier? There are more referrals, repeat customers?
It's gotten easier. I'm happy to say it has gotten easier. People know us. Luckily, the next store closest to us is the King of Prussia store. So we do get people that are like, oh my goodness, you're here too. We know from King of Prussia, and they're really great owners there. We help each other when we're missing something, when we need to get something for a customer that maybe we ran out of. We do work together. But so it's nice. The challenge has been less, but it's still there. I think a lot of people still don't know that we're here. We discovered that over Easter, people saying, I Googled coconut eggs, and I found you. It just popped up. I had no idea you were here. Coconut cream egg. They were looking for one.
Wow.
So it was kind of cool to know that we showed up on a Google search for a coconut cream egg. So,
Coconut.
Yeah. Someone's doing their work. Someone's doing their job properly.
Yeah.
Since this COVID has started, this pandemic, have you had any challenges staying open, and how have you been overcoming them?
Yes, absolutely. Like everyone else, at first, everyone's safety was the most important thing. No one knew what was going on. And so we did close for several weeks at one point to just make sure we were complying with all of the orders. And then, luckily the orders changed from the governor that we were considered specialty food and food service. So we were luckily able to reopen and bring back a limited amount of staff, just to limit how many people are here. So we really we're working with like 4 people, rotating that. And the challenge has been, letting people know we're open, curbside pickup, and we did work with opening an online store. So getting our Facebook page to also have a Facebook shop, linking everything to Instagram so people knew we were open and they could shop and be redirected there. Those have been things that were challenging. We still, get people to know like, oh, are you guys open? Do you only, do you do curbside? We've been offering local delivery, curbside pickup. We did a drive-through one night, which unfortunately with the construction we're dealing with now, we can't do again, but that was a big success where people could pull up and we were taking orders outside on a tablet.
Was that last week? Did you guys do that last week?
Yes, we did that.
I live in the area and I was coming by and I saw you had a long line down there, which was really cool.
Yeah, it was really fun. It was nice, just kind of people getting out but safely. It was nice to just kind of wave at, people that and from your car, and it was a nice time. So we hope to bring it back once the construction is over on Coulter Avenue. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's great that you guys are seeing some success with that. And it's really helpful that Facebook and Instagram, it really does make it easier when you're able to go through those platforms just because of the sheer amount of people that are using those platforms.
Yeah.
I guess to tie it into that question, are you guys running any sort of promotions right now? Are you doing something for people coming in? Any incentives?
Yes, because we're limited to what we can do with curbside pickup. We know that's a challenge for our customers since they can't pull up right out front. Mm-hmm. We are offering all free local delivery at this point. We had a $2 charge, but we're just doing all free local delivery. We also are offering promotion for Mother's Day with we do chocolate covered strawberries like we did Valentine's Day. What people don't know is that they're really the best day of, so we want people to pick them up as close to Mother's Day as possible. So if you order by the 8th, you'll get a free small chocolate gift to go along with that for your pound of strawberries.
So if I come and pick up my strawberries and drive them to my mother in New York, they would be the best to do it that day instead of mailing them?
They would be best.
So that's what you're telling me, to drive up to New York, because I will do that. Or that
they
good.
Would be. You could mail them. You could see how it goes, but unfortunately, it's a little, the fruit's a little temperamental with changes in temperature.
Well, I think that'd be good for all moms. Moms needs a little bit of a treat, and being able to eat Kilwins and get some chocolate covered strawberries, that'd be great.
And they are.
Yeah, they are.
I think when we were doing the fondue, I think we did pineapples, we did bananas, and we did strawberries. I think we did raspberries also. And
oh, those are delicious. Yes.
No complaints. I probably shouldn't have had as much chocolate as I did, but that's another conversation for another day.
Do you have any some good advice for another business that's just starting out? Would you recommend them getting into like a franchise like yourself, or would you like what kind of advice can you give to somebody who's just trying to start out with their own business?
Well, I could say, my husband and I were, when looking at this, and it may sound a little cheesy, we were, our mantra behind all of this has happened, and because business is very unpredictable. It's not kind of, why is this happening, but what is this trying to teach me? And for us, we've learned to always have a plan B. Have a plan B, figure out be flexible, be fluid, really, just roll with the punches, because it's the one thing I can say, being rigid definitely is not something that works with when you're working with people. People are unpredictable, times are unpredictable, weather is a huge impact, and you have to be flexible, and you have to learn to roll with the punches and just kind of figure out what your next move is and what your plan B is. I think that's one thing that has really helped us is, to kind of just sit for a moment and say, what's our plan B? What are we going to do? You run out of bread, you run out of this, what are we going to do? How can we improvise? Some of the best inventions came out of someone running out of something and, creating something new. So
Very true.
Always be willing to be flexible.
That is very true.
Did someone give you that advice as well at one time?
It's funny. I think other people, you know what? Yes, I could say yes. Kind of speaking to other franchisees when we did do the research on this business, everyone said you're never going to know what to expect until it happens. Every market's different. Feel free to reach out for help, reach out for ideas if you need anything. So that was the advice someone gave us. You know what? Don't panic. We're going to figure it out. And that's what we've been able to do. I think it's nice, we've had that.
You're taking something that's maybe not polished and you're making it into a better opportunity.
Yeah.
I think there's actually a Chinese proverb that where danger actually means opportunity. So that the
yes. Yep.
two different meanings. So
yep. I believe that.
I like that as well. I believe it's very important. Always have something to fall back on.
Yeah, absolutely.
I find that there probably is going to be a silver lining at the end of this, don't you think?
I think the silver lining to this is what we learned is kind of our online presence. Kilwins in general has never had, besides the flagship store in Petoskey, Michigan, has really never had online sales. If you visit Kilwins, you can look at products. We always posted pictures on Facebook, Instagram, but none of the stores really were selling anything online because our business model really is about, in the five senses and having everyone come in and see and smell and taste things. But I think that's just one thing we've all learned is that we needed to be accessible online. And that's the silver lining is that Kilwins, again, the franchise team is helping all of us have, our own pages and linking them to different shops so that we can exist online as well. So and we're also partnering, I think Kilwins just signed a contract so that all of us can use Uber Eats. So we will also be, and that'll be ongoing. So that's something that the silver lining that's come out of this is that we form partnerships across the board. Every franchise has an opportunity to work with Uber Eats. So
that's good.
So when this is all said and done, we're all back out in public. We can come to the store, eat some beautiful chocolate and ice cream, and we have the option to order from Uber Eats. Is what you're saying?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So you're telling me I don't have to leave my house now to get some chocolate for fondue? That's dangerous. Really do appreciate your time and coming out on here. It was such a pleasure to speak with you, Diane.
Oh, thank you. It's been a pleasure, really. Thanks for the opportunity to share a little bit about what we do and who we are, and that we're here. We're open 12 to 7. So hopefully we'll be able to get back to, some state of normal for everyone. I hope everyone stays safe and healthy, and we look forward to seeing everyone.